A pleasant day for sure, with temperatures well above normal for this time of year. We still have plenty of sunshine at this hour too, but temperatures are expected to cool off quickly this evening as wind gets lighter. As we take a look out to our Agawam Skycam, there is some scattered high clouds around, but overall skies remain mostly clear. Temperatures are in the middle 50s and dropping quickly. Today's high temperatures, though, pretty stunning across the central and eastern half of the U.S. I mean, some 90s in Dallas this afternoon, upper 80s in Oklahoma City, and the warmth even coming all the way up into the Dakotas again. I mean, we've seen this so many times already this winter. Bismarck at 62, Chicago at 71. St. Louis, Missouri at almost 80 degrees today. 58 in Philadelphia, 58 here in Westfield, actually, which is pretty nice. A little bit cooler farther east here in Springfield. I want to say we hit a high of about 55. Now, our satellite loop isn't showing much for cloud cover. There are some patchier clouds off to our south, and I do think we'll be in and out of some high clouds through the rest of the night. But with lighter wind to even calm conditions expected, temperatures are still going to drop quickly this evening, falling back into the 20s once we get past midnight tonight. And 20s, I think, is where we'll start things off tomorrow morning. But note this happening here. A lot of low cloud cover and even some fog may develop, and depending on how long it takes for that to exit will determine how warm the valley gets tomorrow. This is a tricky setup, and it's always so difficult to figure out when the warmth actually starts coming into the valley. But note the temperatures at 8 a.m. 38 in North Adams, 35 in Pittsfield with sunshine. Meanwhile, it's partly to mostly cloudy in the lower valley with temperatures close to freezing. Not expecting any wet weather, but eventually we will start to get some of this low cloud cover diminishing and moving out. Once we can start to get some sun and a little bit more of a breeze, temperatures will warm up. But note how much cooler the valley is compared to the sunnier, higher terrain. So tomorrow the Berkshires may end up getting warmer than us, but eventually even valley locations will clear out and highs will return to the 50s. So still a very warm day for this time of year. We are tracking some rain for tomorrow night, rolling in after the sun goes down. Brief, I mean, we're not expecting much, just a few showers. We'll get a lull during most of the night, and then another round of showers comes back through on Wednesday morning. So have the umbrella ready to go for Wednesday. It's going to be a warm day, a breezy day with wind coming up out of the south, anywhere between 15 and 20 miles an hour at times, with some higher gusts possible. Wind gusts will start to increase in coverage as we head toward Wednesday evening. That's out ahead of an approaching cold front. Periods of rain expected Wednesday night, some downpours, even a rumble of thunder possible. Then the cold front comes through. Might get a rumble of thunder as it passes. Wind gusts out of the south could potentially get up to about 40 miles an hour. It's once the wind shifts to the northwest that we'll start being concerned about some strong to damaging wind gusts. So wind shifts west-northwest, temperatures drop 20-30 degrees in about 1 to 2 hours, and wind could gust as high as 50 plus miles an hour in the Berkshires, 40 plus miles an hour in the valley. Not just, for an hour or two, but for several hours. And that's going to continue straight into Thursday. Temperatures will get much colder. Wind chills on Thursday morning, we're talking, I would say, single digits, both above and below zero. So it's a dramatic temperature swing. So a first alert weather day expected for Wednesday night to Thursday. I think wind is our biggest concern, but it is going to be kind of a dramatic shift. Wednesday's highs near 60, and then we get into Thursday. Highs are only going to be near freezing, plus with the wind, it's going to feel even colder. But Friday, we're right back into the upper 40s. The weekend trending warm, but could see a shower or two. Then next week, another round of rain and wind with warm temperatures. Chris and Abby?
Janna, thanks. Humanitarian